WNBA is facing some controversy after they had set some standards of who could be drafted to the league. So apparently they set some standards and they didn't specify exactly what were the requirements. They mentioned that only women could participate of the women's league, which is fair, but they didn't define exactly what a woman is. So from what I understand, that sparked some controversy. And you guys know I'm looking for stories and trying to find out more about American sports. And I came across this one. So the story I'm bringing to you today is a wild one. And the video we're about to watch is Royce White threatens legal fight if the WNBA refuses to draft him. So not only him, but there are two NBA players, former NBA players, who want to play in this league, and they meet all the requirements according to them. And the reason I wanted to cover this is I don't want to be part of any controversy. I don't want to steer the controversy. I don't want to steer anything here, but it's pure entertainment. I was looking at the comments before deciding if I wanted to cover this. I haven't seen this video yet. I read a few articles to try to understand what's going on. And I know that this is a trending topic. And what convinced me to actually dive into this were the comments. Look at that. I hope these two brave women get into the WNBA. This is one of the best entertainment I've witnessed in years. I never knew I could be part of the. I never knew I could be a woman. I always trusted the science. So yeah, you could be part of that. And this whole thing reminds me of Juana Man. Have you guys ever watched that film, Juana Man? And it's something that I thought, you know what, let's just dive into this. This seems like it's an interesting video. And I just browsed a little bit into it to see what this was all about, but I haven't seen the whole thing. So we're going to react to it together. And I hope you guys enjoy my reaction to it. Let's go.
Now there's two former NBA players declaring for the WNBA draft. This as conservatives pressure the league. Clarify the stance on transgender athletes, please. Brooke Taylor joins me now. What does this mean for the WNBA and eligibility?
Hi, Stuart. Well, it's forcing the WNBA to answer a question that its own rules don't clarify, which is what does it mean to be a woman? So two former NBA players, they are putting the league's eligibility to the test. Ernest Cantor Freedom, the 6 foot.
Listen, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think this is just just two of a myriad of athletes that will go into this. And obviously you could say it's a publicity stunt, or you could say it's a political move or a statement. You could say whatever you think it is, but one, it's super entertaining, and two, these players are being talked about. So, you know, they're in the media now, and I feel like other people will join in just for the fun of it, or whatever reason they are going into it and drafting or going into the draft. I feel like people will be motivated to do so.
What does it mean to be a woman? So two former NBA players, they are putting the league's eligibility to the test. Ernest Cantor Freedom, the 6'10" former NBA player, making it official, submitting a letter declaring for the 2027 WNBA draft.
If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA.
And Freedom is not alone. Former NBA player and Minnesota Senate candidate Royce White also says he wants his shot at the WNBA, posting this photo of himself in a wig with the hashtag #LetHerPlay. Now, the WNBA says only women are eligible to play, but doesn't define what constitutes a woman.
See, now that's where they got things wrong, right? They didn't specify. Oh my gosh, man. They just jumped onto this opportunity. That is a funny picture. Dude wearing a wig, man.
Indiana Fever's Sophie Cunningham has publicly called for biological men to be barred from women's sports, putting her at the center of this growing debate. Now, the league is being forced to confront this issue head on. The commissioner sent a memo to...
You know what this is? It's our day and age. People are afraid to speak out. People are afraid of the backlash. People are afraid of speaking their minds, of being honest, of saying what they think. And these corporates, they want to play both sides. They want to play it safe. So they want you to understand that only women can play, but they don't want to tell you that biological men can't play. And I think, this is my opinion, I think that it's a step back to women's sport if you let biological men play. Because you have a league of your own and it's hard enough. And then you put biological men, it just favors more of men's sport. And you guys know I have been reacting to women's sport. I've been supporting women's sport, and I want it to thrive. I want it to grow. And one of the biggest reasons American soccer is still alive today is because of women's sports. Now, imagine if you already have a men's league, and now you want to have men in the women's league. Come on, guys, man, that's not a fair playing field. And you guys can say whatever you want. Oh, women are better than men in many aspects. Sure. But when it comes to sports, the records are like, you can see the fastest man is faster than the fastest woman. It's just, it's nature. And you can't deny that. So having biological men in women's sports, it's just something that you cannot do. It feels like it's a step back to women's sport. So WNBA, they need to explain themselves. They need to face this head on, which is something they don't want to do, obviously, because they don't want the backlash. They want to play both sides. They want to play it safe.
Teams last week saying in the next few days, a task force made up of team presidents and general managers, they're going to be meeting. We have reached out to the WNBA to ask when this meeting is taking place and if any policy changes are on the table. But Stuart, we have not heard back yet.
Got it. Brooke Taylor, thank you very much. All right, former NBA player Royce White joins me now. Royce, welcome to the program.
Oh my gosh. He looks so serious and angry. He looks like somebody has wronged him. He looks like, I have the right to apply. Look at his face, man. Oh, man, this is so cool. Okay, let's see.
You're planning to declare for the next WNBA draft. Are you trying to force the WNBA to define what is a woman?
First of all, thanks for having me, Stuart. I appreciate it. And like you said, I'm running for United States Senate here in the state of Minnesota, belly of the beast, cultural epicenter of American politics. Please go and vote in our primary tonight. Myself, U.S. Senate, the great Mike Lindell for Minnesota governor. You know, I'm just having a blast being a woman. I never knew, 35 years I've been alive, born in 1991. I never knew I could be a woman. I always trusted the science. Gosh. Now it would appear that I'm sometimes identifying as a black transgender lesbian. And I can't tell you how liberating it is.
Oh, man. I love the fact that he said he is a transgender lesbian because he still likes women. This dude is hilarious, man. This is an awesome publicity stunt for his, you know, campaign or whatever. But it's entertaining, man. It's funny.
Although I've experienced a lot of hate in the last few days.
Look, I know you're being sarcastic here. Are you getting some resentment?
Look at his face. He has a straight face. How is he being sarcastic? Dude, how is he not laughing while he's doing this?
From WNBA players for what you're doing?
Why would they be resentful? We're going to elevate the game. We're going to put more eyeballs on these young women's hard work, their lifelong hard work. And ultimately, like I said, I'm a black woman and I want to be respected as a black woman by the WNBA and everybody else. It's time that we put this cis-normative culture, this toxic cis-normative culture behind us, and we allow men, biological or assigned male at birth, people like myself to come out and be their true, authentic self. I am, again, for everybody in the audience, sometimes identifying as a black transgender lesbian, and I'm proud.
Okay.
Dude, he is one of a kind. He's not even laughing or smiling or smirking. It's just a straight face, man. Straight. No, he's lesbian, so it's not a straight face, but still, deadpan face.
What happens if no WNBA team picks you?
Well, I think based on my body of work in the game of basketball, what I bring to a team, what I bring to the league in terms of
discrimination.
athleticism and skill, it would be a clear case of discrimination, and we plan to pursue every legal route possible to hold the WNBA to their standards.
Okay.
Legal
tennis
action.
uses genetic testing on athletes. Is that something you think every woman's sport should implement?
Of course, yeah, I'd be in support of that. I mean, I don't want to take up any of the space that is dedicated to females assigned at birth or people assigned female at birth, but I do think I could help the WNBA, and if the language isn't clarified, then of course, my sometimes identifying as a black transgender lesbian two-spirit would like a chance to play and help the other women elevate the game.
Well, this is...
Dude, he's convincing me that he's actually serious. He actually wants to play. And I'm sure if he gets drafted, I'm sure he's actually going to play.
Quite an interview. And Royce White, we thank you very much for being with us today. Good luck, sir. Thank you.
Godspeed, sir.
The WNBA
Godspeed.
released a statement on...
Dude, the whole interview, man. And I saw one of the comments saying this is a Key and Peele skit. It does feel like that. It feels, and someone says we're living in South Park in the comments. It does feel like that, man.
This saying, quote, "We recognize that this is a complex and nuanced topic, and we will continue to have important conversations with all of you and the Players Association in the weeks and months ahead. We also plan to convene additional discussions and offer listening sessions for any team leaders who would like to participate. Your perspectives and feedback are invaluable, and I appreciate those who have already reached out to share their thoughts," end quote. Still ahead, Gavin Newsom is facing backlash for his suspiciously empty work calendar and out-of-state trips. How...
Empty work calendar. Wow. Must be great. Says the YouTuber. Oh, no, man. Seriously. This is something straight out of the movie. As I mentioned, Juwanna Man. This is the plot of Juwanna Man, kind of. You know, and it feels like... I need to watch that movie again. She's the Man, also a movie that plays onto this role as well. And I just wanted to check it out and talk about this for a second. In fact, there's another video that I would like to check out, which if you guys like the topic, let me know in the comments and I'll check it out as well. But what are your opinions? What are your thoughts? And do you think biological men who identify as women should play in the women's basketball league or no? Or do you think, I don't know what else you could think. Anyways, just wanted to check this out. I hope you guys enjoyed whatever this was. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.